I want to talk about Usha Vance. All right. That was what was going on in the UK. Cool. Do y'all know who Usha? I think it's not Ursher, baby. Not Ursher. Not none of that. All right. I know when I say Usha, y'all think I'm talking about Ursher. You thinking about the Las Vegas residency, Super Bowl halftime show, Down in the A, Lil Jon, Ludacris. Yeah, you thinking about, no, I'm not talking about that Usher. I'm talking about Usha Vance. Usha Vance is the Indian wife of J.D. Vance, who was the vice presidential running mate of Donald Trump. She recently did an interview, which people sent me, and I have not seen it yet, but she did an interview on Fox News that basically details what her experience is as far as violence that comes against her and these media attacks from the left. I wanted to deep dive into that, and I wanted to better understand exactly what she was talking about. Take a look.
In the spotlight after JD was chosen to be the former President Trump's running mate.
And we had the opportunity to go and sit down with his wife, Usha.
She's really pretty, too. He met her in college. I think they went to Yale together. Yeah, they went to Yale. He met her in college, married her, wound up having children with her. It's the American dream.
Their house in Ohio. So here is part one of the Fox and Friends exclusive interview.
So Usha, thank you so much for sitting down with us and letting us come into your beautiful home.
Thank you. We're really happy to have you here.
Oh, well, great. Thank you. Your life has changed dramatically over the course of the last few weeks. How are you dealing with that? How's your family?
Well, I think everyone's doing really well. It's been such an adventure. You know, obviously this is like nothing we've done before. And everyone's just been really kind since we started this. There have been so many people volunteering to help us understand how to do everything. I can't thank people enough for that.
She is very, very nice. Like, she is incredibly feminine. Got a good disposition. Seems like a really nice woman. I'm impressed. I've never actually heard her speak or anything like that. I didn't even look at what she said at the Republican National Convention. There was so much going on at the time or whatever, especially with the Trump assassination and everything. But she is a very pleasant person. Man, that's dope.
What has been the biggest adjustment? Life has changed a lot.
Yeah, the Secret Service is a big change. And I have to say, I mean, they've been amazing. They've really taught us an incredible amount over the last couple of weeks about how to live with a security detail and all of that.
I'll say get JD
but that certainly is a
book.
change. We have code names now. Our kids had a lot of fun with that.
Were they able to select their own?
They were, yes.
Oh, that's great. When you started dating JD, y'all met in law school. Did you ever think that you would be here today, that this is where your path would take the two of you?
Oh, no way. That really wasn't on my mind at the time.
You never discussed politics?
You know, we talked about the things that we were interested in. We talked about the issues of the day or things like that. But planning a life like this was just not on the horizon. I was planning to become a lawyer and practice. He, at one point, was planning to do the same thing. And then we talked about having a family and about where we'd like to live and how we'd like to spend our time. And
how can he be racist if he's married to an Indian woman? Do y'all think about what y'all say before y'all say it? How can black people, let me tell y'all about black people. Black people are some of the most ignorant, spewing people on the face of this earth, and I do not take that back. I 100% stand on what I'm saying. If y'all have ever been into a black household, before we continue into this video, because you know me, I don't care nothing about that. I'm not a part of the establishment. I am very much independent and I am self-funded and I don't worry about anything. My studio is not funded by anybody else's. This is my studio. I own it 100%. I don't worry about what nobody else is thinking. If y'all have ever been inside of a black household, you will hear some of the most egregious things said against people that do not look like you. Newsflash. You will hear some of the wildest things about people that do not look like you. And white people, let me tell y'all something. Y'all gonna, if y'all was a fly on the wall, you would think you are nothing but dung in some of these black households. The way that y'all, that some of these black households think that y'all talk about us, ooh, it could get 10 times worse. It could get 10 times worse. How can you be racist if you're married to somebody that is of quote unquote color and you have children with them and they are your longtime wife and you met them in college and you married them and you've been married to them for the entire time? Do y'all think about what y'all say sometimes, or do y'all just roll with it? Because I'm going to tell the truth. Some of the things that goes on inside of these black circles, you would not believe. You could never, ever believe some of the conversations that go on inside of a black household. Whew. You think some of the slurs that was happening during some of these world wars was bad? Oh man, go inside of these households and sit at a Thanksgiving dinner and let something come up on the TV that they don't like. I'm talking about rhetoric that if it ever got out public, they could be arrested for. Fired from their job, the whole 9 yards. It's bad. It's bad. Think about what y'all saying before y'all say it, bro. Seriously, man. That junk is not cute. Let me just say something real quick before we get into the rest of this interview. It's not cute. Grow the fuck up, bro. Grow up. Everybody not racist against you. Somebody that looks differently than you, that have a difference of opinion than you, is not necessarily by default racist. Guess what? If you don't get the job that you want and you come in with dreadlocks or you smell like weed and your lips is black, they're not hiring you because you're a piece of shit, not just because you black. Newsflash. Everybody don't have to deal with your stuff just because you think that you cool. Everybody ain't got to deal with your laziness just because you black. That's why we have a problem with diversity, equity, and inclusion, because we don't think that you deserve it just because you black. Grow up. Grow the fuck up. Everybody that don't agree with you ain't racist, bro. Some people are, some people ain't. But you can't just by default say that somebody is racist just because they say something that may be true about you. Grow the fuck up, man. Because I see some of the worst things being perpetuated against people that look like you from people that look like you. The last thing you got to worry about is some outsider, because the first thing you got to worry about is somebody that's next to you that's going to take your head off, steal your car, and fuck your wife. You ain't got to worry about JD Vance coming in and busting your chick down. No, it's some dude that look like you that want to come into your crib and do the unthinkable. It's probably one of your best friends. You ain't got to worry about that. Y'all so focused on the wrong things. Your communities is fucked up. Your kids is can't even read. Your kids can't read, bruh. Y'all libraries is empty. The black community's libraries is empty. I know. I live in one of the blackest cities in the United States of America. Your lungs is black. You got health problems. You eat wrong. You smoke too much. You're not married and you keep having kids out of wedlock. Look, see, you're going to get offended if Trump said it, but you're not going to get offended if I say it because I know the truth. I'm really from there. I'm from the hood. You ain't got to worry about it. There's too much fentanyl inside of your heroin, so we need to cut that. Now what? Now what? Schools is fucked up. I see y'all coming delivering my DoorDash, and your girl is getting out the car to deliver my order, and she looking at my car, and she imagining what life would be like if she wasn't having you in the seat, and the seat next to her, eating Oreos and Ho-Hos, and y'all got babies and baby seats crawling all the back of y'all car. The front bumper is off of the car. The headlight is out, and y'all gonna get pulled over as soon as you pull out of the parking lot after delivering my DoorDash. You have bigger things to worry about than whether or not somebody is telling you about yourself and they don't look like you. You ain't got to worry about it. It ain't even a thing. You got headlights to fix. You got a license to get. The reason that you sitting in the passenger seat is because you ain't got no license. I know your license is suspended. Driving without a license. License on suspension. Warrants, issues, problems, trouble. The last thing you should be on the internet doing is trying to figure out how much money I got. She dusty, you dusty, all y'all dusty. I don't even want to eat my DoorDash because I don't feel like y'all washed y'all hands and the car is dusty. And so I'm reluctant to take the DoorDash. I'm going to just throw it right in the trash. Skip it. I don't even want it. That DoorDash came from that dusty car with that dusty dude and that dusty woman, and they got braids, and they over there with a dusty kid crawling around, and she dusty, and she pregnant and dusty and about to have another kid. That's the last thing. You ain't even got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about it. We ain't worried about JD Vance. We got to worry about you delivering my DoorDash and get my shit here on time. So tired of getting my junk late. Pick it up. Hey man, this is what the phone call I get every single time. Whenever it's somebody that's not black, I'm gonna be honest with you. Whenever I get somebody that's not black, they banging on the door. Oh man, I gotta hurry up and get you your stuff. Thank you, Mr. Daniels. Whenever I get somebody that's black, I get a phone call. What's up? I'll be like, what's up, man? You called me. Honest to God. Hey, what's up, man? You called me. Your DoorDash is here. Your DoorDash is here. So you gonna bring it to me? Now, here's the caveat. I tip them good before I even call for the DoorDash. So I automatically tip them between $20 and $25. I got an $18 order. I tipped them $20, $25 on the app. And so I got another $20 just because I appreciate the fact that they bringing it to me, waiting in cash that I'm going to give them. But I'm waiting to see whether or not they're going to actually come in the door and bring me my order. DoorDash. So you want me to come and bring it to you? That's what the instructions say in the app, sir. I put specific instructions in there of what you're supposed to do. Come up, go through the security. He's going to tell you exactly where my place is at. Then I just say, don't worry about it. I'm going to come down and get it. Come down there, see your bumper hanging off your car, no license plate. When we going to get it together? Forget JD Vance's wife. When we going to get it together in our own communities before we continue to start blaming other people for doing it is... Nobody held you back from driving without the license, big dog.
All of those sorts of things. From before he announced his Senate candidacy, through his Senate candidacy, we had a lot of serious conversations because, we do have 3 children, and giving them a stable, normal, happy life and upbringing is something that is the most important thing to us.
The weekend before the convention, we saw Donald Trump on stage and he was shot. And then a few days later, he announces JD as his running mate. I'm sure that had to be hard for you. How did you get through that?
Yeah, well, it was obviously terrible, and I'm really grateful that President Trump was all right at the end of it. And of course, he had a Secret Service detail that was really looking out for him and was able to get off the stage and all of that. So, just seeing that was incredibly shocking, I think, for everyone. From a personal perspective, I guess I try not to worry too much about that. We've been really lucky. The people who are here, they're just amazing. And I don't know how they do what they do, the Secret Service detail. So I just trust in the fact that most people, the vast majority of people out there, would never think of doing anything like that. And
let me just we offer her right now. We offer her. We don't care nothing about that.